Hello and welcome to the channel. So if this is your first time visiting our channel, kindly consider subscribing so you get notified anytime we post a video. We are still on division of polynomials, and this question says that divide x to the power 4 minus 3x cubed minus 3 by x cubed minus x squared. So we are going to see how we'll go about this. You can see in the numerator that there is no term for x squared and there is no term for x. Also in the denominator, there is no term for x and there is no constant. So let's see how we can go about this. So first of all, let me draw my radical symbol somewhere here. Alright, so let's write our numerator inside of the radical symbol. The numerator is x to the power 4 minus 3x cubed. Since there is no term for the x squared, we will represent it with 0. So we have 0x squared. Then there is no term also for x. So we say, let's make it plus 0x. And then minus 3. So since there is no term for x squared, we represent it with 0x squared. Since there is no term for the x, we represent it with 0x. We'll do the same for the denominator. So we have x cubed minus x squared plus 0x plus 0. There is no constant as well. So as we always do, we take the first term here to divide the first term inside of the radical symbol. So x cubed will go into x to the power 4 how many times? You can see that this is x to the power 3, this is x to the power 4. So it means 3 x's will cancel 3 x's here, leaving just 1 x. So it means x cubed will cancel x to the power 4 x times. Then we use what we get at the top. We use the quotient that we got at the top to multiply the entire denominator. So x times x cubed is going to be x to the power 4. X times negative x squared is going to give us negative x cubed. X times 0x is still 0x. Is 0x squared, sorry. X times 0x is 0x squared. Then x times 0 is 0x. Alright. So now we can indicate our bracket and bring our minus sign. Then we do our subtraction. You know that 0 minus 0 is still 0. So we have 0x here. 0x squared minus 0x squared is also still 0. So 0x squared. They are just placeholders. Remember that 0 is just a placeholder in the number system. We have negative 3x cubed minus x cubed. So negative 3x cubed plus x cubed. So that will give us negative 2x cubed. And we know from here that x to the power 4 minus x to the power 4 is going to be 0 x to the power 4. So since it's going to be 0, we don't have to write anything here. We don't need that one. These ones are just placeholders for this particular term and this particular term. So to help us in doing the division. Once we are done with this, then we bring the next term down, as we always do. So the next term is minus 3. Then we go again. We take the first term to divide the first term here. So x cubed will cancel this x cubed here, so that we are going to get negative 2. Because if we have negative 2x cubed divided by x cubed. This x cubed takes away this x cubed, and then we'll get negative 2. So that is what we've written at the top. Then we do our multiplication again. 2 times x cubed, negative 2 times x cubed is negative 2x cubed. Negative 2 times x cubed is giving us negative 2x cubed. Then negative 2 times negative x squared, that is going to give us positive 2x squared. Negative 2 times negative x squared. So negative times negative is positive. Then 2 times x squared is 2x squared. So positive 2x squared. Then negative 2 times 0x is still 0x. Then negative 2 times 0 is 0. So we can do our subtraction here. We bring our subtraction symbol, we underline it nicely, then we do our subtraction. Negative 3 minus 0. Minus 3 plus 0 is still minus 3. So minus 3 here. So we have negative 3 here. Then 0x minus 0x is still going to be 0x. And then 0x squared minus 2x squared. So that is going to give us negative 2x squared. Let me write it well. 0x squared minus positive 2. Negative times positive is negative. So that is why we are getting the negative 2x squared. We have negative 2x squared. It means that when we divide this numerator by this denominator, we are getting x minus 2 plus negative 2x squared. Because this is just a placeholder, we can now ignore it and say that it's negative 2x squared minus 3 all over the denominator, because this is just the remainder. So this is what I mean. If we divide x to the power 4 minus 3x cubed minus 3 by x cubed minus x squared, the answer that we are to get is x minus 2, that is our quotient, plus our remainder, which is negative 2x squared minus 3. I'm no more writing the 0x here because it is not needed. It was just a placeholder. This is the remainder divided by the denominator, that is x cubed minus x cubed minus x squared. X cubed minus x squared. So when you are doing this, the reason why we didn't continue with the division is because we have gotten to a point where the highest power on the remainder is 2, but you can see the highest power on the denominator is 3. That means we can use x cubed to divide negative 2x squared. Alright, so this becomes your answer. X minus 2 plus the remainder, which is negative 2x squared minus 3 over x cubed minus x squared. Alright, so thank you very much for watching the video. Kindly subscribe to the channel to help us. See you in another video. Goodbye.